Well, good morning and welcome to a brand new week. It is Monday in the Start Your Day Positive podcast, our feel-good daily podcast. Hey, good morning. I am Len.
And I'm Sara, Team USA. Do you believe in miracles? We're going to talk about it.
And when is the best time to book a flight? Everyone wants to know. We have the very latest recommendations.
And a special look at how trusting God can open amazing doors all today.
It's going to be fun to talk about so many things, but my goodness, Sara, the Olympics, it came and went too quickly for a lot of people, right?
I know. We enjoyed it so much. I have to tell you, the highlight the other night was Alyssa Liu in figure skating. Her performance blew me away. If you haven't watched it yet, do yourself a favor and look it up on YouTube and just watch it. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I think it was the most beautiful ice skating routine I've ever seen. It blew me away. I loved it. We all just sat there in awe.
Boy,
it was so cool.
You know, you could say this about every sport, but there's something about that one that the moment of focus and concentration you have to have, I think it's one of the highest. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
And she really just looked so calm and relaxed through the whole thing, which is what I want to bring up this morning because I thought I want to talk about this because she's been very outspoken about her mindset, Alyssa has. And she really says that she just has a mindset of joy and resilience. And here is something else that she's noted as saying. She said there's no way to lose because a bad story is still a story. She emphasized that she skates for herself rather than medals, noting, medaling doesn't fulfill me. I skate because I like to skate. Wow.
I'm so happy that she said that. I mean, I wish we could bottle that and sell that mentality because that is amazing. But I'm glad she has this spotlight because there's so many people. And in my mind, sometimes I think of kids.
Yeah.
Who are involved in anything in school, the pressures of academics or music performance or, of course, athletics like she is. And if there was a way to transfer that mentality to them, it would make everything for them, for the parents, for the competition so much better. That's wonderful.
Yeah, she said, I don't need this medal. What I needed was a stage, and I got that. So it's all good. No matter what happened, I would have been just fine.
Wow. That's incredible.
I mean, you don't just hear this every day. I mean, there's just a confidence in that and knowing even if you mess up and fall, that's okay too. And I just feel like when you have the weight on your shoulders, that is not easy to say. So bravo to her.
No, if you could just, like I said, connect with that mentality. And it really, that applies to so many things, right? It applies to so many things.
Well, I mean, take that sentence. I don't need, let's just do it because we know a lot of people out here are listening who maybe are trying to get a promotion.
Okay.
I don't need this promotion. What I need is someone to hear my voice or something like that.
Right.
And
you have a story.
And
you
I
have a story either
so
way.
no matter what happens, I'll be just fine. You know, maybe you're up for a promotion. I don't know. I'm just trying to plug in whatever that is.
No, I'm plugging that into, I know this sounds simple, but you could even plug that into trying a new dish that you're going to bring over someone's house. No, you really could, right? It's like, hey, no matter how this comes out, I've got a story.
Although my friends might remember the burnt potatoes for a long
true.
time. No, I'm just kidding. That's
kidding. I'll tell you, I'm really happy. I'm really happy for her though, because what an accomplishment, what a grind, and
I think
that's beautiful.
She's one that quit and then came back.
What a story.
Yeah. So
what a great
very
story.
cool. We'll miss the Olympics. Now it's basketball time in our house. Full swing.
Oh yeah, with the Cavs, right?
With the Cavs and all of that. But
we'll have more things on today's podcast to share about Team USA. In fact, let's get rolling right now with 3 things your friends and family may be talking about.
Do you believe in miracles? Part 2, Team USA ended a 46-year Olympic gold drought in men's hockey, beating Canada 2-1 in overtime. Jack Hughes scored the game-winning goal in OT despite being high-sticked and losing a tooth. Yeah, losing a tooth. In the third period, the victory came exactly 46 years after the Miracle on Ice in 1980. At the close of the games, Norway dominated with 41 medals, including 18 golds, while Team USA was second with 31 medals, including 12 golds.
Yeah, something about Team Norway, right? They are
Isn't
something
that incredible?
else. Yes, it is.
But I got to tell you, watching the USA hockey team, that game was so good. It was, and I'm not even really a huge hockey fan.
Right.
But it was so powerful at the end. I don't know if you noticed, but they had a teammate that passed away.
Oh, I know.
In a tragic accident.
Yeah.
And immediately after winning, they came out and held his jersey and skated around with it. His parents and wife were in the stand, and that was a cool way to honor him.
It sure was.
And then I didn't realize that a lot of those players were NHL players.
Yeah, it's different now. Pro players can participate, in the Olympics, and in many ways they take as much or more pride in representing their country than they do even their franchise in the NHL.
Yeah,
it's
there was
Yeah.
NHL players on Canada.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. Of course there is. Of course, so the guys do know each other. They compete during the hockey season. It was very, very intense. And, it looked like in the second and third periods, like Canada was really starting to take control and dominate. And I thought, I don't know, it doesn't look good. But Team USA's goalkeeper, that guy was phenomenal.
Oh.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. That has to be, if you're talking about the most stressful jobs,
right,
that has to be on the list.
What do you think of, because I know you don't watch a lot of hockey, what do you think about, hockey is the only game that has, it's very funny, a penalty box where when you do something wrong in the court, you have to go sit. It's almost like being sent to the corner in school.
That's right. I forgot there's a penalty box.
Like you just have to sit.
That's kind of funny.
There. It is. There's like for 2 minutes, because you were bad, you just have to watch.
I don't know. Maybe more sports need the penalty box.
I like the penalty box concept. It's amazing. And you always try to learn about the games and sports. I'm sure you were the same, because you, Russ, your family, you watched a lot of Olympics here. So Judy kept saying, she was watching the hockey, and she kept saying they're chucking them. And I'm saying, what are you saying they're chucking them? What do you mean they're chucking them? And what she really meant was they're checking them. When you push a guy into the wall, they're checking them. And she kept saying they were chucking them.
Chucking him. That's funny.
Said,
I wouldn't have known the difference either way. So.
No, it was really funny. She was laughing. I said, hey, I suppose you got to chuck him to check him, right? So that was it.
Funny.
And then I thought so beautiful, too, the teams draped in the American flag. It reminded me of Steve Craig back in 1980 when Team USA won the Miracle on Ice, and he wrapped himself in the American flag. There's a lot of beautiful symbols and moments in that game. All right, well, let's go to the box office. I Can Only Imagine 2 opened this weekend, continuing the story of the Christian music band MercyMe's lead singer Bart Millard, whose faith is stretched and challenged in this new one because he's juggling serious family health challenges while performing in front of sold-out arenas at the same time. Audiences absolutely loved it, giving the film a 99% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I Can Only Imagine 2 finished third at the box office this weekend.
And when should you book a flight? Expedia's new Air Hacks report says Fridays are now the best day to book flights, with domestic flights 14% cheaper and international flights about 8% cheaper than on Sundays, the priciest day. August is the cheapest month to travel. If you want to avoid crowds, fly on a Tuesday, which is usually the least busy day. And how far ahead should you book? Well, recommendations have changed. More than 180 days ahead can be expensive. So Expedia recommends buying tickets about 35 to 45 days before your flight, which that's interesting to me.
That's always the big question, right? You're always thinking, if I book way ahead,
right,
I'll save some money. But they're in no rush at that point in time. They kind of want to see how things go so they can afford to charge you the extra price. It's super interesting. That's a pretty tight window, 31 to 45 days, don't you think?
I know. I guess I'm in the old mindset, but I have noticed some tricks myself with booking flights because flights use dynamic pricing. So what that means is when you go online, the price today can be different than an hour from now. It's not one set price. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I've seen it happen to me firsthand where I've gone in and searched multiple times for a flight, and then I'll go in maybe the third time and the price increased. And
That's happened to me too.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
But you know what I did? I was like, I'm going to see if they're just following me online. You know how they do, like, you know, a cookie or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, I'm going to go in my husband's computer, totally different browser.
Oh.
I'm going to search for the same thing and see if I can get the lower price again. And I did.
You're kidding me. You're clever.
It gave him the lower price, so I bought him on his computer. But that's how it was like it knew I searched for it 3 times without buying.
Right.
So it figured she must really need.
Right. The little cookie AI was saying she's getting desperate here. Right.
She's getting desperate. She must really want them.
Yes.
Let's higher the price. Yeah.
Yes. You should can you leave a comment like, too expensive? And then maybe you go.
No, you can't leave. No, it's just the price on the thing. So
it's interesting. Yeah. That's really good. That's really clever. Let me ask you this really quickly: how gutsy are you? Like, how long, if you knew you had to go somewhere, would you push it to book if you thought you might get a better price? Because some people can do that. I'll give you an example. Like, some people really want to go to a sporting event really, really bad, but they won't buy tickets. They actually have the guts to buy tickets at the last minute. Like, even go to the venue and buy tickets right there on the spot. I would never feel comfortable with that. How close to a flight would you feel comfortable?
I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would probably stick to the 35 to 45 days. Nothing after that.
Like 5 or 10 days, no way.
But if it's for a vacation or things like that, I don't put it off.
Right.
I'm a planner. It's hard for me.
Yes.
It's hard for me to do that.
Yeah, I got you.
And my husband, he's the same way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I got you. Some people are comfortable.
We would be
with
like,
that. Yeah,
we wouldn't want to risk it.
A cup of coffee, a thankful heart, a brand new day, positive with Len and Sara.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I won't say it was a lot of work. I'll actually say it was quite relaxing. You and I took a trip out to Northeast Factory Direct, the Cleveland location, and I attempted to try out all of the recliners. As a matter of fact, you videoed it.
There's so many recliners. The funniest part about that whole thing, though, I would have been this way too, but you got so winded. I don't think you realized there were that many recliners to test, and you were like, video me, go do this real fast.
Right, right.
You're like, wait, why are there like so many?
And I will be honest, I only got through about half of them. That's the truth of the matter is we videoed it. In fact, we'll post it in the near future because it was kind of fun, actually.
It was fun. And, you know, it is just great shopping at Northeast Factory Direct. They have multiple locations here in Northeast Ohio, and they have everything in there. If you're looking for a lift chair, if you're looking for a recliner like Len was talking about, bedroom sets. I mean, they had a really cool bedroom set the other day that was a floor model sale that was just gorgeous for an incredible price. They also had a wonderful bed I saw there the other day that had all these drawers underneath of it that were so beautiful.
That was nice.
You can even get Amish made bedroom sets there. I mean, it's wonderful. They have so many things to choose from for your home. If you need furniture, I always tell people, go there. You're going to see a difference in price, and they're wonderful.
You'll be so glad. You'll love the atmosphere. It is non-frilly. It's super relaxed. It's how you would design a furniture store yourself. Cleveland, Euclid, Macedonia, North Canton. They've got locations near you. Hit the website. Mention Len and Sara when you stop by. It's northeastfactorydirect.com.
Whoa, tick-tock, woo, time goes so fast. It happened today, let's remember.
Well, today is February 23rd, and we're taking you back in time.
Okay, let's go back in time. Today, if you're using your printer, if you're running out of a certain color of ink or it gets jammed, you get a little frustrated, right? Well, there's no problem compared to the old days. 1455, Johann Gutenberg printed his very first Bible. It had 1,282 pages, and it took over 3 years to set up the type in print. 3 years.
Wow.
He printed about 160 copies. 21 complete copies exist today. The estimated value of a single copy of the Gutenberg Bible, which changed the way we read the Bible, is $35 million. The Bible, if you're curious, is the best-selling book of all time and most widely distributed book in history. There's an estimated 5 to 7 billion copies of the Bible that have been printed or are in print today.
So where are these copies at?
You know what? There are no private owners anymore of a Gutenberg Bible. So they all have been sold to universities or museums or governments. So they are in different places around the world, but unlike many famous pieces of art or artifacts, there are no private holders of a Gutenberg Bible today.
Interesting. Well, in 1954, a group of children from an elementary school in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh to be exact, received the first polio vaccines developed by Dr. Salk. Polio cases were reduced by 99% worldwide.
Boy, that's interesting. My dad was in the middle of that. He was 17 years old when they started giving the vaccinations for polio because he grew up in a town here in Northeast Ohio, Grafton, Ohio, and it was obviously a big concern. And one of his very best friends actually contracted polio, but he recovered. He fully recovered. Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. National Curling is Cool Day is today. And we're not talking about your hair. We're talking about the Olympic sport. National Curling is Cool Day. It's a day to focus on this unique winter sport.
Well, was it me or was curling on a lot this Olympic season? Like way more than normal.
Yeah, it started last Olympic where people started to catch the curling fire. And this time it was like Curling City all over the television.
I thought it was crazy. So, but you know what? While I was watching curling, I was looking it up because I'm wondering, they have to have jobs back home, right? Or is this a full-time gig? When you're an Olympic athlete, is it a full-time gig? Does anybody else ever wonder that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, turns out a lot of them have other full-time jobs. Like, for instance, this girl, Tara, on the Olympic curling team, she's a dentist. Wasn't expecting that.
No.
There's Keely Cashman. She's an alpine skier. She's a coffee barista. Cody Winters from snowboarding is a window washer. Nick Baumgarter, who's a snowboarder, is a concrete pourer. This one was good. Ryan Siegel, he's an alpine skier. He's a maple syrup shopkeeper. That has to be in Vermont.
Yeah,
has
for sure.
to be in Vermont,
That's so
right?
neat, though. That's so neat.
Paula Moltzen, she's an alpine skier. She's a whitewater rafting guide. There's someone who's a comic book writer. It was so interesting. But the curler, who was also a dentist. Can you imagine if your dentist is on the Olympic curling team?
Right. And you're in the dental chair and you're sitting there and you're kind of looking at your dentist and you feel like maybe I saw you on TV. Yeah. I was in the Olympics.
Yeah. So crazy. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's really, really interesting. I know we're going to miss the games, but I like the fact that they staggered the Winter and Summer Olympics. You know, back in the day, they used to be on the same 4-year cycle. So you would have to wait 4 years for both games, but now they're staggered. So in 2 years, summer games, 2 years, winter games. And so if you're having Olympic withdrawal, that helps a little bit.
Oh, that's so cool.
I see the best in you. We see a glass half full. I see the brightest side. It's amazing what can happen when we choose our better self and let the Lord lead the way. Positive with Len and Sarah.
Okay, so I have to share some good news in our family. My daughter, my youngest daughter, I've talked about how she does speech and debate before, and she does mock trial. Well, it was a really big weekend in our house, and she found out Friday that her team made states for mock trial, which is very exciting. So she'll be headed to states for that. She's an attorney on the team. And then that night, after they won states, she actually went to the qualifier event for speech and debate, and then the whole next day. And she made the national team for an event. She's going to nationals for speech and debate. And I'm like over the moon excited for her.
I have to be. It's kind of like the Olympics in a way. I mean, it feels like that a little bit, doesn't it, to make the national team?
You know, in her team, so we're going to, I think it's in Richmond, Virginia this June. And,
wonderful.
You know, she's going to have like separate practices for it now and all that kind of stuff.
Wonderful.
And that's all cool, but that's not the main part of what I wanted to tell you.
I understand. Yeah.
So to add to that, so we're having a conversation, you know, just because this has been a lot on her mind lately. And she does really well in school. So we were just, you know, having a mother-daughter chit-chat about everything. And she said, well, you know what I've been starting to do, Mom, is on top of my debate papers and my speeches and even my tests, I write Psalm 46:5. I was like, oh, well, what is that? And she said, God is within her, she will not fall. God is within her, she will not fall. And I loved that.
I do too.
And we had a conversation about it because, first of all, that verse doesn't mean you're always going to be perfect, because this year for her hasn't been perfect. She's definitely had some ups and downs. So for her to get here, it wasn't without some big disappointments and rounds where she felt amazing and rounds where it didn't go her way. And I love that she writes that, because, you know, you could write, I have to win, or don't mess this up, or, you know, everything depends on this.
Yeah, I understand.
But it's more of a reminder that her strength just isn't her own. And I think that's what, you know, keeps her grounded after we had that conversation. And even on the hard days when we fall short, when she's fallen short, I told her sometimes we learn more in failure than we do in wins. And that's really hard to process sometimes. And wins feel really good, but losses grow us. So even when, you know, even when we're in those hard times of not doing as great as we want to, God is there with us. We're not going to fall. We're still doing everything we're meant to be doing. You know what I mean? The promise isn't that we're never going to struggle. We know that. The promise is that we're never alone. So whatever you're going through in life, I thought this was a good example. There are lots of ups and downs. And even if we stumble, he's still with us. And yes, the wins still feel really good too.
Yeah. What is one more time? Because I think a lot of people would like to scribble that down. What's the Bible reference and what's it say?
It's Psalm 46:5. And she said she's been writing it on top of all her papers and speeches. It's God is within her. She will not fall. God will help her at break of day.
Oh, that's
the full verse.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I
just
like
thought that was so beautiful. And, you know, maybe you can take that with you today.
Yeah, I like the way you guys unpack that together and what it means. That's really, really good. Oh, and let me just say, Mom, congratulations.
Thank you. Now I'm going to be driving to practices 3-4 days a week for the next couple months.
Worth it.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Oh, this is the way we start our day. This is the way we start our day.
If there's an expense in your household and your family that can be absolutely draining, it is healthcare for you and for your family. Maybe you are amongst the millions that do not have healthcare provided by your job. You're an entrepreneur. You work for yourself. It's just not a benefit that you have, or your share is super expensive. What do you do in that situation? There is a solution, and it's working for so many people. And the nice part is it aligns with your faith. Healthcare sharing it is what our partner Liberty Health Share does, and they do it so well. It's really become an answer to prayer for so many. I had the chance to sit down and talk with Mark. He's part of the Liberty Health Share team, and he can explain better than I can why so many people are saying, I love this. It's perfect for my situation.
We have programs for singles, couples, families, and even seniors. Simple. You're submitting through your providers, and we will reimburse those providers for the services rendered. The other big part that people absolutely love is choice. You are able to select the physician that you trust. You are able to select the providers that you want to go to. And we have a national network with over 900,000 providers that you can select from. It's a partnership we're aligned with, so it gives people great flexibility in controlling their care.
Another thing really exciting, Liberty HealthShare now provides opportunities for dental and vision care. We're really happy to have Liberty HealthShare as a podcast partner because we know that they are helping so many people in a very challenging situation. It's healthcare. Want to get more information? Just go to the website. It's libertyhealthshare.org.
Well, thank you so much for listening today. Just a reminder, we're here every day, Monday through Friday. We'll be right back with you tomorrow. And if you love today's episode, tell a friend. Share it with a friend. That is the biggest recommendation that you could give us. And we'll spread the love, the feel-good love every day.
That's good. What was the Bible verse again that you were telling me your daughter puts at the top of her pages?
Psalm 46:5. God is within her. She will not fall.
Okay, well, that's our closing prayer today, right from the book of Psalms. Heavenly Father, thank you for the promise that you'll always be with us. Doesn't always mean we'll win. Doesn't always mean that things will go our way. But it means we will not fall, and you promise to be with us. In Jesus' name, amen.